Thanks, guys. I'm here in sunny Queensland at 1 Mile State School in Gympie to meet a teacher who's come up with his very own course about coding video games and meet some of the students. So let's drop in and see how they're doing.
So what's moving? We've got a background. What do we need to have now?
The background behind the coding project came from an idea that students, when they're learning the program, would find it possibly hard. They'd find it difficult unless we made some sort of fun element to it.
And can you run me through the course? What exactly are the kids doing?
They learn the basics of how to program using some really simple programs like Scratch. Then once they advance into, say, year 5 and 6, they advance to using something like Game Maker, where they start learning some basic scripting. And then by the time they're in years, say, 8, 9 or 10, they're learning to program using something like C# in a program called Unity. And along the way, they're developing their programming skills, but using the whole way how to make a game. The games that we're making are games that the kids can take home on their own mobile phones or on their own smartphones or tablets. And so they love being able to show their mum and dad what they can make. They love being able to show their friends in the playground, hey, I made this particular game. So they find it very positive.
Describe to me the games you've made.
So we've made Catch the Squid. So it's a game how you've got coral all the way around the outside and a squid bouncing around in, and you have to click on it. And when you click on it, you get a point and it changes direction.
Right, and then you guys have been working on a different one today, but with a squid as well.
Yeah.
And what's that one called?
It's called Squiddy Squid. It's a lot like Flappy Bird.
How have you found the lessons? How are they going, and what's it like learning to actually code a game?
It's a lot of fun.
Does it feel like schoolwork while you're working on it?
No, it doesn't feel like schoolwork at all.
Tell me a bit about the programming and what you guys have been learning specifically.
So we have been learning how to type code correctly. The computer says if you type something, just one word incorrectly, the game won't let you play it because it won't accept the code. It's good that Mr. Brady can do it up on the screen, so if you don't understand it, you can watch and then you can do it yourself. It's sort of good that you get to have a turn by yourself, not just watch all the time.
How do you break down something as complex as coding to teach kids in year 6?
You use the same sort of method that anyone takes to learn anything, and that is you use analogies all the way along. So students won't necessarily understand the concepts of programming, but they'll understand the concept of, say, how to make a piece of toast. And you say, okay, when you make your piece of toast, you don't put the butter on the bread before you put it in the toaster. You've got to do it in the correct sequence. And so if you give them that and you say, okay, the toast is like this particular piece of programming and the toaster is like that, and then they understand that process, then when you then introduce that to being the programming steps, they get a little bit better.
We've learned about variables, we've learned about IntelliSense, and next week I want to start teaching you about how statements work.
Okay, Josie, did we fix the problem we were having before?
Yes.
Okay, can you show me how it's working now?
Yes. When we move the spacebar, it will work. It will fall, but it depends on how much we press it. I'm trying not to get it all the way down, otherwise it will fall all the way down.
Just tell me, when you run into a problem like that, how do you get the problem solved here? Do you go back to the book, or do you ask the teacher, or do you get a classmate to help you?
I look at the book and try and see if I can solve it myself, and then if I can't do that, then I put my hand up and I ask the teacher, and they will help me with it.
Do you find it tricky, or do you enjoy it?
It's very fun, and it's good to know how to program a game and make it, and that's really cool.
It's actually quite fun.
What sort of reaction have you had from the kids in terms of watching them learn and how they learn to do something as complex as coding?
I've had the initial fear reactions of, I don't think I can do this. I've had the look of surprise when something that they thought might not work then does work. Then I've had the looks of joy and positivity when they get through to completing a whole completed project that they've maybe taken 10 weeks to make their whole project on, and they get that made, and that's why you become a teacher, to be honest, those moments there.
What are you hoping that the kids can take away from this outside of just making a game?
Programming obviously goes across the spectrum when it comes to potential future careers. The number of jobs that kids are going to have in the future when it comes to being able to program are growing. I see that as more options that the kids have got for the future.
Do you guys think that this kind of class, teaching yourselves how to make a game, is something that you'd like to do more of?
Yeah, I'd like to do a lot more of this. Even extending it into a career would be really good.
Really? What kind of what would be your dream job?
To become a professional game programmer.
Wow, what an inspirational teacher.
Yeah, so good to see Spawnlings making games in schools.
Now it's your turn to help the Spawnlings at the Spawnpoint desk. Off you go. Ho, ho, ho.